Hey guys! Not long ago I traveled to Portugal and now I want to share my experience with you. Today I will introduce you to Porto. Let's go! Porto is the second biggest city in Portugal, and its historical center is even part of the UNESCO heritage. So there are a lot of things to see there. And here are my tips how to spend time in Porto. Number 1. The first thing that you see when you arrive in the city is the famous bridge Dom Luís. Luís? I'm sorry if I pronounced some names not properly because unfortunately I don't speak Portuguese. So the bridge connects Porto in the north of the Douro River and Vila Nova de Gaia in the south. It has 2 decks, the top for the trams and pedestrians and the bottom for cars, although you can also walk on the bottom. You should definitely at least once try to cross the bridge by foot. I would recommend the top because from there you have an amazing view over the river and the city. Number 2. Portugal has a lot of churches. A lot. So if you are into visiting churches, then you probably picked the perfect country for the travel. One church I can recommend is Igreja do Carmo. You don't need to wait long to get inside, but still can enjoy an amazing view. Moreover, it has small catacombs, several rooms for different purposes which you can visit, and even a secret house. During difficult times in the country, for example, the French invasion, secret meetings were taking place in that hidden house. Number 3. If you want to enjoy some nature in Porto, you should definitely visit the garden of the Crystal Palace. Not only the garden itself is huge and amazing, but also the view over the city. Here you can even find some peacocks walking around freely. But in summer they seem to be a bit busy with their family. So cute. If you think it's time for a break, then I can recommend you Café Majestic. It is already over 100 years old and looks, as the name says, majestic on the inside. And they are serving the most amazing sandwich, which I tasted in my life. It's called Francesinha. It's originally from Porto, so you will find it in many restaurants there. The one from the Café Majestic is really fantastic. It's a must-have. Try it, really. You won't regret it. By the way, reportedly J.K. Rowling wrote the first chapters of Harry Potter in this cafe. I don't know if it's true, but I could totally understand because the interior looks really inspiring. Speaking of J.K. Rowling, there's another hotspot in the city connected to her, so if you're curious, keep watching the video. My number 4 is the Clérigos Tower. It's connected to the Clérigos Church, and there you have a 360-degree view over the whole city. But be prepared. Here you should buy tickets beforehand. You can do it in every touristic office in the city, which are spread through the at least city center. So if you just walk there, you will probably quite quickly find one. So don't worry and keep your eyes open. So you won't be able to go straight to the tower, you need to pass the church in an exhibition first. Since there is not enough space, so visitors are split in small rooms, I guess because of Corona. So sometimes you have to wait. also on top of the tower. So have enough time then for this one. Number 5. You can also enjoy Porto from a boat. The tickets for a boat trip are available next to the boats themselves, but I would rather recommend to buy them at the touristic office too. Because if you come before the departure of the boat, then you maybe won't get any tickets anymore. The boat trip is super nice. You go more inside the city and you go more towards the ocean. But take a jacket with you because it's really windy on the boat. Maybe you should learn some Portuguese before the trip, because unfortunately the information you get on the boat about the bridges and the city are Portuguese. So unless you don't speak the language, you will probably don't understand anything like me. So there's definitely some room for improvement in Porto. But at least you can enjoy a really wonderful view from the river. Number 6. The famous bookstore, the Livraria Lilla. It is one of the most beautiful bookstores in the world. The store opened in 1906 and it has an amazing interior. Here you can find the first editions of The Wizard of Oz or Peter Pan. But of course there are also more recent books about different topics. The Lilla bookstore published a special edition of some classic books like Alice in Wonderland, Shakespeare's Sonnets, or Anna Karenina. You can even buy them in different languages like English, French, or Spanish. I also bought some. But the most interesting thing for me about books here was the bookstore is visited by a lot of Harry Potter fans. Not just because of the books, but apparently J.K. Rowling was inspired by this bookstore. And you have to admit, it looks kind of magical inside. So since this store is so famous, the queue is endless, even if you come shortly after opening. So here's the deal. The shop opens at 10 AM. If you come at 9:30, you will probably have to wait 2 hours or longer to get inside. If you come shortly after the opening, you will probably need to wait 6 hours. 6 hours! By the way, you have also to pay an entrance fee, €5. But if you buy something in the store, you will get a discount of those €5. So basically you don't really pay for the entrance, but you have a pressure to buy something there. Very clever. Good strategy. So my tip for the store: come early in the morning, maybe at 9 AM, and wait at least an hour, maybe a bit longer, so you can get inside. Or take a shortcut. Online you can buy a voucher for the book reservation. At the moment it's The Little Prince. So you pay something around €15. You can get directly inside the store without waiting and will get the book. So it's your choice. Either you want to spend your time or your money. Looking back, I should have probably taken a book, because let's be honest, The Little Prince is not the worst book and everybody should have read it. Of course, there are many other things to do and see in Porto which I couldn't manage because I stayed there just for 2 days. The food is great, especially when you are into seafood, and you should definitely not miss out on trying the port wine, for which this region is very famous for. In the south there are many wineries and you can even book a wine tour. So unfortunately I couldn't manage to do it, but if I visit Porto once again, that's definitely on my to-do list. It's sweet and it has a rich taste, so even if you are into dry wines, I would recommend also to taste port wine, because it's really fantastic. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like. Have you already been to Porto, or do you live there? What other tips do you have? Or what would you like to see there? Share in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to see my next videos about the travels and my life and cultures. Bye!